Hi everybody, I'm Bill Sanders and this is Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection. Today we're going to take a look at Peter's additions to his collection. A couple years ago we reviewed, I think it was called Peter's Perceptive collection, and today it's going to be Peter's extended collection, or collection extension. And Peter sent me a lot of information, so I'm the watches that he traded and the watches that he got, the watches that he sold, and so forth, which is really described. It was a wonderful sort of the adventures of a watch collector. I enjoyed a lot. Now, the only thing is, I hope I got all of this correct because there was a lot of information, and I may have had a little of it wrong. Anyway, the first one that Peter added is this Rolex Datejust 36, and to me it's almost a perfect Datejust. It's just beautiful, the way it's polished up, and it's a gorgeous watch. And Peter was saying the kinds of watches that he liked were somewhere between the couple different levels, between high horology and strong horology. The high horology were a little difficult to wear on an everyday basis because things happen to them. I've retired, so I can do it. So, anyway, so this is one of those watches. This is a beautiful watch. What I did is that I had enough. There weren't that many editions, and so I was able to get more than one shot here. Here's that same watch on Peter's wrist, and it's just a great looking addition to his collection. Now, this next watch is the Rolex Yacht-Master 37 Rolesium, and this is one of Rolex's many metals. Rolex uses a lot of their own forgeries, their own forging. Not forgers like they're forging a check, but rather they're forging the metals. This one is a very pretty one with a black dial with blue lettering and a blue second hand on it. And then the Rolesium around the bezel. Gorgeous looking watch, clean as a whistle, nicely presented. That's one thing, and for anybody who puts sends in a collection for a collection review, boy, clean up your watches, make them look good. And Peter did a wonderful job on this, and so I was able to, and it was small enough as an addition to a much larger collection that I could have more than one shot on. This is sort of looks like a light tint, and then here it is on a wrist. And again, this is a very good looking watch. One of the things too, I might say, is that when you wear your watch, you're getting ready to go to work or out to a party or something, all you get, just polish it up a little, and make it shine a little. This is my Harry Winston bi-retrograde. It's called a Premier bi-retrograde. Anyway, okay. So the Yacht-Master, this is Yacht-Master 1. The Yacht-Master 2 is one of my all-time favorite Rolexes. But Yacht-Master's, the original Yacht-Master, is a very nice watch too. And here it is on the wrist. Now this next watch, the Blancpain 50 Fathoms Bath Escape 38. The numbers, by the way, these tend to be a smaller wrist size, which is, if you've got a smaller wrist, you're very fortunate because you have a lot more options with that. Okay, now the first thing I liked about this is 3 hertz. I love the watches that are below 4 hertz, and some of the ones, and all of your top watchmakers are used 2.5 or 3 hertz. This is a 3 hertz one, 21,600 vibrations per hour. Now this one is a series coupled twin barrel for 100 hours reserve. You have two types. When you have twin barrels, you have two basic types of coupling. One is called parallel, and the other is series. And the way the series works, after the first one unwinds, the second one takes on. And it's usually used for giving the watch a longer charge to it. And this one's got a 100-hour reserve. A really very, very pretty watch. I show the back there with the rotor, and you can see the balance. Just a very nice, very, very clean watch on this one, this Blancpain. And here's a wrist shot of the Blancpain on Pete's wrist, or somebody's wrist. I hope it's Pete's. And one of the things here you can see very clearly at about between the 4 and the 5 indexes, you have a little date window. You can see the little 6 down there. I don't know why, but I am a big fan of the placement of the date window there instead of at 3 o'clock. I don't know why, but I like it a lot. A lot of people hate it, but not me. I think it's great. Just an opinion. Okay, now this last one is a very interesting one. It's a Ebel San Marco GMT plus minus. There's a reference and so forth. This has one of the things about Ulysse Nardin that you have to be careful about, and they're not the only ones, just about all of them. The San Marco is one of their models that has an ETA 2892 or some other ETA in it. Now, it's nothing wrong with ETAs. The only thing wrong is when the watch you buy, they don't tell you that's what it is. They have some name, like this one has a caliber UN20, and most people see UN20 think, oh, okay, that's a in-house movement from Ulysse Nardin. Well, it's not. And they could say that. Now, this doesn't mean that it's a bad movement, all right? It's just one that you're not informed about. This GMT is extremely interesting. It's got, at 3 o'clock, it's got the date window, and then up between the 12 and 10, there's a window for the second time. This one is set the way this was set now. It's 10. 10 both places. The analog shows 10, and then the digital up around 10 o'clock also show 10. So it's one that only has, even though it's a GMT, it's just showing the same time zone, time element. Here it is on the wrist. Now, for some reason, when I saw it on the wrist, I thought, this is really gorgeous watch. I like the band on this too, the metal band. And you can also see the pusher down there at about 8 o'clock is used in setting the other time. With a GMT, you have more than a single time to it. Okay, well, this is the additional watches to Pete's collection. If you want to see the collection that these were added to, take a look at the one that we have up above. I think when I first started the video, you'll see up above, it'll say Pete's Perceptive Collection. Okay, now if you want to have your watch or your watch collection reviewed, please send it in. We have a little video there at the very end. You'll see, you can click that and it'll tell you what to do and all of the places to send your watches and stuff, because people like to get other people's ideas, and of course I would also suggest more. In this particular case, in Pete's collection, he's got a very good idea. It's more of an active guy's collection. On the one hand, you don't have a bunch of throwaway watches basically. But then you don't have ones like this. Bang this thing up. You don't want, this is more of a delicate watch. I'll put it that way. And like I said, Pete's more of an active guy. He actually goes sailing. He doesn't. I'm not only a desk diver. I'm a desk pilot and a desk sailor as well. A desk yachtsman. Okay. Well, as always, this is an invitation to subscribe if you like. And until next time, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Art Side, the Art and Science of Watch Collection.